Alrighty guys, what's going on today? Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Crock-Pot, the original slow cooker. For those of you who have ever done anything with, a Crock-Pot, slow cooking, I guess you could say, then you've heard of Crock-Pots. They're super cool, probably just one of the most classic, cookers there are around. This one is definitely a more old school version of it. This is the Crock-Pot Sunbeam Rival cooker. It is 4.5 quarts. It is more of like a circular, I guess you could say, than oval shaped. Very much a quality slow cooker though, in many ways. So I'm gonna, basically, in terms of like using this thing, I would say mostly for like stews and things like that. That's kind of what they're best for. It helps you to kind of cook things in a very, like the name says, in a very slow sort of fashion. So on the top, you got this like really nice glass lid. This is fits really nicely on there. Although one thing I will say is that I wish there was some better way to store it because it doesn't lock on top. So the annoying thing is about like when it comes to storing this thing is that we usually have to flip it over like this, and even then, it wiggles around and jiggles on top. So that's one thing that can get a bit annoying, but the cool thing is it is clear, so you can see what's going on inside of your crock-pot at all times while you're cooking it, see how your food's doing, etc, etc. Another weird thing about this is that you do have this strange kind of lid design where, if you can kind of tell, there are small spaces that are between the black plastic portion of the handle that is on top and the glass lid underneath. The unfortunate thing about that is you do get some sort of like condensation buildup under there, which can be pretty much impossible to clean unless you unscrew it. So for a very thorough clean on this, you're going to have to unscrew that to get it off. But, I guess not the biggest deal in the world. The inside comes complete with a ceramic pot. As you can see, the ceramic pot also spins just enough so you can take it out. And this thing is heavy. This thing is very heavy duty. It's no joke. The cool thing is about it being ceramic though is it's really going to last you forever. Feels really great. I love that it's removable as well. That means you can take it out, you can clean it, you can store it in a different place if you need to. I don't know why you would, but you can. And it also doesn't retain any sort of flavors, any sort of scents, odors, anything like that. It's also very wide, so very easy to clean as well when you get done. And it has the ridges around the edge right here. Honestly, I think that's just so it kind of stays put inside of the actual crock-pot just a little bit better. But yeah, it's pretty simple. You just kind of take it, you put it in there, and whatever you got, you let it cook. Really, anybody can cook with a crock-pot. That's what is so great about it. So we'll go over to the controls right here. It's very simple. You have your low, your high, and your warm. It's pretty much, you got your, two extremes, and then you're in between. And this is going to keep things warm for a while if you're done cooking it, which is nice. Crock-pots, this is great for like cooking things at the beginning of the day. So if I've ever made like stews, I'll start them at the very beginning of the day and let it kind of, just warm throughout the day, stay cooking throughout the day, so that by the time I come home, I'm ready to go, or my food is ready to go, which is really nice. I love that whole slow cooking process idea. On the bottom, you have really nice rubber feet. They're tiny little rubber feet, but they're actually really helpful. They help it so it stays on countertops. It basically like puts pressure and sinks into the countertop, which is great. It's really difficult to move. Which also I would say don't store this on a high shelf because it's going to be really hard to pull out of the high shelf if it's up there. One thing I will say that I'm not really too big a fan of is the cord. There's not really a great way to store this thing. It kind of just hangs off to the side. But, again, not a huge deal. If you are getting a slow cooker, I would highly recommend getting one from Crock-Pot. Even if it's not this one, there are really some great ones out there. And, this one's just kind of a classic. Yeah, that's all. Have fun slow cooking. Take it easy.